Okay, firstly let me show you my wood burning stove. It did have, if you've seen any of my other videos, you would have seen it did have a double door. It did have a double door and a little catch on it, but there wasn't enough area around the outside to put the anti-gas tape on. So anyway, here's the fire. I brought it home, I've changed it, and this time I cut the door. It's that much bigger than the actual hole all the way around, and I've got inch anti-fireproof tape around here to stop the gas. Now the lid, if I undo it, you'll see it stretches. This has actually got a bigger rotation than that, or diameter. So now the tape is on the inside, as you can see, and when you shut it, it doesn't pull tight. So this catch now, it doesn't just hold the door shut in that way, it holds it shut that way as well. So it actually pulls the door around and forms an airtight seal. Once the fire is stoked up, you don't never have to open it. Now as I close this, you'll watch it don't just slam the door shut, it pulls the door that way as well. And it actually makes literally an airtight seal. Even back there, look. It's a total airtight seal. Now the only way air can get into this fire now is through here, which I can open and allow this either right open. If I put that there, that fire will be on full burn at that. But usually, when I've got it shut down and the temperature's up, and this is like a big radiator, I have that shut right up, literally. So there's already a gap there, like that. Now on the fire itself, I've got a flue in here. Don't know if you can see it in there. When I shut it that way, that's the burning cycle. That way is a bit faster burning cycle. So if you can see it, it's hard in it, isn't it? One way that way it's got quite a lot of air can go through. That way it's restricted on one side and can only go through on the other. So that, once the fire is going, it's a perfect burn. Right, the next problem is blowbacks down the chimney. Okay, so I bought another length of pipe, and I've cut it into 3. 1, 2, 3. That bit I'm keeping to go on directly on the fire, so I'm not using that. Now this bit, I've cut this one, and I've cut a piece of metal out of it. Now, on top of my chimney on the boat is a top the same as this, and a cowl. Obviously there's a cowl on there, but the cowl's not doing any good to stop blowbacks. So this one now I've got it ground down ready. When I put the other one somewhere, I cut it into 3 in actual fact. Hang on, stop the video, I've got to find the other bit. That's okay, I hadn't cut it. I remembered I had 2 cut, and I realised I wanted a piece of per there. I'll show you why in a minute, because that's got to be bigger than the diameter of the one it's going on top of. So that's got to be welded there. But I'll show you that in a minute. Now I must cut another one of these. I hadn't done it, I actually used the other one I already had cut. I had 2 cut. So let me show you how I do that now. Okay, all 3 of these pieces I'm cutting need to be the same. So what I do, I hold that one against there and put a piece of tape, white tape, all the way round, and that gives you a straight line within next to nothing. So now I'll mark that round now. I just mark that anyhow like that. Sorry if this is not in focus all the time, because this is a sports camera. The camera I use for on the hang glider, so I can't see what I'm videoing. I just got to try and aim it as best I can, but if I'm watching the camera I can do it easy, but I'm not watching the camera because I'm watching what I'm doing. Anyway, there you go, I'll cut that now and show you it when I've done it. Okay, where I took the tape off, this side is square. That's the side I follow. First of all, we change the grinding disc to the cutting disc. Okay, so now that now is the flue on the boat, say. Now I've got to make this piece here, that piece there will go on the flue and then be fixed. That's tight. Now the unit I'm making is a Venturi tube, so as the air goes through here, it speeds up in the Venturi and pulls suction, calls the air up. So I've got to make it so that it'll spin. So this bit now has got to be mounted on top of there. Yeah, that's right. Hang on, I'm getting lost. There's the one that's got to be mounted on top of there. Now that one now, we've got to be mounted on there so it spins and the Venturi will be built on top of that. So it's best if I just get on with it and weld this. This plate now needs to be welded on there. I need to weld that on there to be able to have that Venturi tube doing the job. Okay, now I've welded this piece and extended its diameter. Now, as I say, we've got that bit now that actually goes on and sits on stagnant. That'll be fitted on the chimney and screwed on so it don't blow off. This one now has got to be arranged to sit on here. And it will turn, it's just that the heater's, it needs it just needs the heat to go out of this because it's still red hot. And it isn't exactly round, I'll make it round and it will fit and turn perfect. And that'll have the Venturi built on top of there, and the Venturi will be made out of these. When I cut this third one, that's why I cut 3 of them. Anyway, I'll get on with that and I'll show you that after. Okay, it was penetration welding there that I had to grind off, but it stopped it spinning. Anyway, when this is sat on there now, it needs something for the bearing to go on, for it to sit on, to spin. So that is going to be tack welded in and the bearing's going to sit on there. So let me get that done next. Then we've got another bit left there to go in this at the right altitude or at the right level for that to sit nicely there to create nice Venturi. Okay, so that one now is the one that goes on top of the chimney. And don't do what I've done. I tack welded this in because the ends were bare and then I had fucking burn for the paint. Fucking ought to know better, I'm supposed to be a fucking welder. Right, this one now is completed and he fits on, and when all the bits of slag have been, spatter have been took off, that's been lovely. And then the bearing will go in there. And then the Venturi will be built on top of that. Okay, for now I'll leave it at that and I'll show you a bit more in a minute. Okay. So I tried to work out the centre of that now. So I hope now that when that now goes on top of this one. If I drill the hole straight through, hopefully that hole is in the middle. I need to work it out now before I go drilling through to the bottom one. Just fingers crossed. Okay, so we have the chimney. Now we have these two put together. Thankfully they're welded in the centre. I have already tested it. That now will go on there. And this now, which will have the Venturi and the top built on here, now spins. So when the Venturi is fitted on there, sorry I've got hiccups. When the Venturi is fitted on here now, the wind will hit this and get speeded up as it goes through and cause a suction, which will suck the air out of the chimney instead of blowing down. And then on top of the thing will be a wind vane about here, so whatever the wind does, it'll blow it round, and this will face into wind. This looks like it's taking up a lot of the air gap, but when you think on the chimney, the perfect size flue is that. That's all I need to burn maximum. That is 4 times more than I need. So even though that looks like it's even in that position, it's more than equal to what the flue is on there. So that will do the job perfect. It sounds noisy, but when you think it'll be up on the roof doing that in the wind, it's not a problem. And once this is wore in, I can tighten this a little bit more, which might make it not rattle, because I haven't done it tight yet. Anyway, now I've got to get forward to making the Venturi on here. Right, now you all know what a Venturi is. It's a gap that the air flows through, like inside a carburator. So I need a piece of pipe build up here to build the Venturi with a lid on it. What I'm going to use is this bit of pipe I've left over, and that'll build one side of the Venturi, and if I cut it through the middle, that'll do the other side of the Venturi. And then when they're on there, they have the gap down there, which I'll fill in with plate. Anyway, I'll do that and I'll show you as I've done that. And then I've got to just put the lid on the top to stop the rain going in. Okay, so we're making, that's the flue, as I said. Let me fix that in place. That's the flue. This is the bit that sits on the top and spins. Now I've made that as a Venturi so far, and he's welded on. And I've got this one to weld on this side. Can you see that then? There's a Venturi there, and that'll be kept facing into wind, and the wind will always blow in there, airspeed will increase, and it'll pull the smoke out the chimney. Let me weld this one on now. I'm just getting tired now. I'm a bit too old for all this work. I've been out there about 4 hours now. It's bloody killing me hard work. Anyway, let me get on with it. Cup of tea first. Okay, here we go. There's a Venturi. See, wind to go in there, speed up, pull the smoke out the chimney. The outside here, I don't know what the wind's going to do when it gets here. I need to just blank them off flat, I think, because the wind speed here is doing whatever it's doing. So when it gets to here, it needs to keep up the same speed. But as it goes through there, it needs to speed up, and that's when you get. So those will just be blanked off after I put a top on. And then a wind vane to make this always turn round into wind. It's alright, I got all where I've been welding in position, I got all splatter everywhere, so it's a little bit stiff. But she turns lovely. I'll try and figure out a way to make it run smoother though. The wind's going to hit on there. at that point there, it wants to skag. The wind's going to come like that. The wind's going to come like that. It's going to hit there, there. It's going to hit there. It's going to hit there. There's the Venturi. Hopefully that'll work. If not, we're going this off and put on what we can put on before. Okay, so we've got the Venturi there. Now I've flattened these off. These sides are flat now. So we want some more welding, but I can just tack for now because I'm too tired to bloody do anything. But the wind now will come through there, and it's like two little airplane wings. So the air there should stay same speed, same pressure, same there. Now as it goes through there, it must change pressure and become low pressure. And the more it gusts, in theory, the more it gusts, the more it should throw out from the chimney. So I'll have a break now because I'm knackered. Tomorrow all I've got to do is figure out some way of making it so as it definitely turns all ways in the wind. And of course a breath of bloody wind outside that I could do with. But if there's no wind, this can sit any way it wants. It's just a chimney. But that'll do for tonight. I've had enough. Okay, last night in bed I was trying to figure out how to make this so as it would turn even. I can't find the bearings. I put them in a box or something. I can't find them. Wherever they do come up, I'll put them in. But what I decided in the end was to cut this down, because from the front, that's where the air will be going. It'll come in there, and if anything, it'll cause suction out of there anyway. Because the air is moving here, it won't be moving so fast in there. So at that point there, it should create a low pressure, and it's not directly into wind to blow down. This, as you say, is like two wings. Two wings that are that way. The air will go through here and just keep going straight, but when it hits there, it's got to go round, and it'll cause a low pressure system, hopefully, to suck up. This now is turning a little bit stiff at the moment because I've done the bearings up the bit here tight. And what I've done is, when it's blowing, it's always going to blow towards that way. So I've cut the back out so there's no way the back can rub at all. Okay, let me sand her down, give her a coat of paint, and I'll show you her when she's finished. And that all comes off. As you know, that's the top of the chimney on the boat, and that's the unit that fits on. Well, there she is with a coat of paint, sanded down, and she's a little bit stiff still, as I say, but with a bit of oil and some working to free her, because there's no bearings, I've had to do her tight. And she'll free out, but the wind will turn that now, no trouble. But next to nothing. Next, now I can get on with the rest of the pipe. I'll give that a coat of black before I put it on the boat, so that it matches the chimney on the boat. But that's waterproof metal paint for now. Okay, that's the Venturi, and should work brilliant. Thanks for watching. Keep the wrist out for now.